All right, so we're here outside. We're gonna get this water heater repaired. So I'll grab some the Black Mambas. I love these gloves. They're nice and sturdy, and they're industrial strength. They don't really tear a whole lot. They're pretty comfortable. And if you notice, they have these this grip on them. Help you grab a little bit better. Pretty good. So the first thing we're gonna look at is this up here. And if you can see that, we got those corrosion up here. So this one, it looks like it's okay, and he doesn't want us to change this one. So we're just gonna kind of sand it off a little bit and just shine it up just so it doesn't, the ball valve looks like it works. So we're gonna leave all that alone. So we are going to shut this ball valve off. This is the incoming cold water going into the heater, hot water coming back out. See if we can actually plop that back into, if we can. Well, maybe we can't. I'll have to bend that up. Well, that's not really our issue. Won't worry about that. We'll worry about this. So we got the water off. We'll go depressurize the hot side. So we'll go inside the house and we'll open all the hot fixtures. That's actually backwards too. It's not really our problem. Because the thing about realtors and stuff and these jobs is that they just want the minimum done. They're not looking for you to go through the house and start doing everything you feel like doing. So when you get all the hot down, drain the hot, and the reason why we're doing that, we're breaking the vacuum. So we're allowing air in and we're allowing it to all drain out of there. All right. So we don't need this. We don't need this. Probably need this and our solder kit, I think. Yep. Okay. All right. So first, we will need a rag to try to maybe catch some of the outgoing water out of here. It's got a box of this bucket of just dirty rags, and possibly this maybe to catch some of the water. So let's see how we do here. If we can maybe move that back. Is that a coupling or a copper or what is that? I'm tempted actually. Why don't I just do this? Why don't I just cut that copper? And then we can drain all the water into here. It might make a little more sense to do it that way. Let's do that, and then we'll just sand it off real good. So we got all the faucets open, we got the pressure relieved. So we're gonna try and catch all this water. You can hear that. You can hear that air rushing through. It's sucking air in, and it's pushing even more water out through the faucets right now. There we go. Perfect. Simple enough. Yeah, we'll go ahead and sand it off, and you can see it's real crooked. It's not even on there all the way. So this just had a very minor leak for a long period of time, it looks like. So it was enough to kind of seep, but not enough to actually cause an active leak, it looks like. And that's very common. Just kind of some moisture or some condensation or something. Okay, so we got this whole thing spinning now. You can see that, but it's okay. We'll have to break it apart. If you can see that down there, we got the whole nipple spinning out of there. So we'll have to break that loose, take the nipple off, rethread the nipple in there, and then rethread our new flex hose on. It's no big deal. No big deal at all. And we're gonna see if we can also sand this off just a little bit, because I don't think I have another one with this of this size. So, and again, you can do whatever you want to do. You don't have to do this. You can just use a regular, another one if you have it. I don't happen to have one though on my truck. So I'm gonna try to do the best I can and just kind of clean it up a little bit so it doesn't look so, so junky. And now with this, since it is a chrome plated, you don't really want to scrub it, I mean, that hard. You gotta scrub it a little bit, but you don't have to go that crazy with it. So you can see already, a lot of it is coming right off the surface. And you don't want to go too deep because you don't want to go all the way to the bare color below it. You just want to get that surface crud off of there as best you can. Just so it kind of looks a little bit better for the customer. I mean, it's better than nothing, you know. See, look, it's already looking much better. We'll just go maybe one more pass, and once that's good, we'll just call it good. Once it's still gonna have some spots on it, but it's fine. So that looks pretty good. Looks much better than it did before. So we're gonna keep that there. Go in that way, kind of shine ourselves up a little bit here. That's not too bad. That's much better than it was before. Now we're gonna shine up our copper. Keep that guy right there. Ooh. So it kind of fell through there. Uh-oh. So how am I gonna keep this out? It seems like it fell through the wall. Okay, so I know how I'm gonna do this. Have to do this sometimes, and I don't necessarily like doing it, but sometimes there's just no other way. And I had some smaller locking pliers, but I can't find them anywhere. Really unfortunate. Would have liked to use them. So measure it on here, and you don't want to crush it. You just want it to be just tight enough that it just holds it. That's it. That's all you want. You don't want to break the joint. You don't want to do anything like that. You don't need to crush this thing down into nothing. I mean, it just needs to be tight enough just to hold the joint, and that's it. Even that might be a little too tight, so we'll open it up just a hair. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So now we're going to sand it off. And get us all the way back there. Make sure that we're nice and sanded off here. Nice and clean. Get all that paint off, all that grime, all that loose solder. That's good. So now we're going to see if we can slide us back here, even behind it. And then we're going to take our fitting. And we should have just enough space here. Solder it together. So sometimes I do put something down up on top of this water heater, but this water heater is real beat up, and so I'll just wipe it all down clean. But you know, obviously you're free to put something down if you want to or need to. If you got a better water heater, or you got a nicer water heater or something, you definitely want to put something down to protect it. You can also just scrub it when you're done. I mean, that's kind of what I do. There we go. So we'll grab our fitting here, and we'll take some flux it up real good. There we go, and we're in. Perfect. So now we're gonna gently, when I say gently, I mean gently, heat this up. It doesn't need a lot. If you see, I'm just trying to heat the tip of it so we're not blowing all kinds of heat and flame into the wall here. All we're looking to do is just kind of get this solder to start moving. And it takes a little more time the lower the flame is, but it's okay. You know, I mean, I don't like to be in a huge rush here. I just want to make sure it's done right and carefully. And so we'll just take our time, and slowly we'll start to see the flux inside of there kind of bubble a little bit. And periodically we can just kind of touch it. You know, it's not quite that hot yet. Not yet. And also, with too much flame, we don't want to dislodge the joint that's on the 90 either, because in the wall, because then, you know, we're talking about opening the wall, and we really don't want to do that if we don't have to. So then I just use a touch more of this, nothing spectacular. We don't want to move the fitting or anything. We just want to get enough to sort of just kind of harden it and help it to move a little bit better. And you can tell when it's hot, it's real shiny. But once it starts to cool, it starts to turn more of a flat, matte gray color. A matted gray, like I don't even know what it would be, but it's not shiny anymore. It's only shiny when it's real hot, and it's not sizzling anymore. So we know we're good with that. So we're going to take all this down. We don't need to do any more soldering here. So we're going to put all this back. Right, should be good to go there. And so now we're going to take our pipe dope and some tape. So now we're going to let that cool a little bit. We don't need to mess with it anymore. Alright, so now that we've got all of our dust and grime off of here, we're going to take this, and since this is an iron pipe thread, we are going to use some tape and some dope on it. It's fine. There we go. Make sure we're nice and tight. Oh, there's another one here. Okay, well then we're going to use this one then. Forget that one. We're going to use this. This is why they left it. Guaranteed. No problem. I'd rather do that. I'd rather use this one. I just didn't have one. Perfect. So again, we don't need to go bananas with it. Just kind of spread it out real good there. All right. So maybe we can relocate our operation over here just so we can get a better angle. You always want the most leverage you can get with this. So we'll get as close as we can without messing with the gas line here. All right. And I'm not on the top step because I already know I'm going to hear people quoting the OSHA laws and the OSHA rules and whatever else. I'm not even on the top step, and I'm only 2 foot up. So I think I'm okay as of right now. So you want to watch these top threads. You don't want to be chewing these threads up. You want to try and keep it as low as you can so that you're not destroying the threads, because you do have to tie onto those threads and you don't want them mangled. So I can tell I'm getting a little bit more resistance with every turn. Another thing you don't want to do is you don't want to oval it either. So you don't want to wrench it so tight that you're starting to turn it into an egg. So that's probably good. Maybe one more turn and we're going to call that good. All right. So now, very carefully, I'm going to take this off. There we go. So we've got that off, and see, now it's kind of staying by itself, which is really good. That's what we want. Get all of that off of there. Nice and good. All right. So now we're going to take all of our tools. If we can get ourselves off of here. All right. So get everything down from here. We'll still continue to let that cool off a little bit. And we'll take our sand cloth. Turn that back a little bit. Take our sand cloth and we will order of operations. Let's see, let's put this on first since we're already here. And then we can do the rest right up here. Let's make sure there's a gasket in each side. Sometimes these gaskets, they like to fall out. So make sure that we're seated in there all the way. And how are we gonna, we'll just kind of move it. You don't want to kink this, so just very gently, just give it some gentle curvature here. And we'll connect it right there. Just like that. Let's see how hot it is. Oh, it's not even hot. So we got our gaskets in. We got them tightened in. So now we'll wrench them all the way down with a crescent. Anytime you're working with anything chrome plated, got a crescent. Oh, this one's too small. Anytime you're working with anything chrome plated, you want to use a crescent wrench so that you don't scratch it and mar it up and just beat it up. To do this. All right, so we'll give it a couple more turns, and I think I like to back it up a little bit so the whole thing's not spinning. There we go, that's probably good. And you can see it actually starting to bottom out. Getting closer and closer and closer. So once we feel like we're definitely tight enough, you know, then we can stop. I think I'm almost there, maybe 1 or 2 more turns. Boom. All right. Now we're going to turn it on. We'll go check all these fixtures. Make sure we got hot everywhere. Start turning them off one by one. Boom. All right. So now, turn it on all the way. Got it on all the way. We'll take our ladder here. And we will sand some of this off just so that it doesn't look like I mean, that's pretty gnarly there. We'll just kind of sand it off, even though it's not our work, you know, I don't really like looking at that. It makes it look kind of trashed. I'm not gonna do anything special, just a little touch up so it doesn't look so bad. Just, let's see, wire it a little bit. And this is why when you guys are soldering, you should always be trying to keep it as clean as you can. And I'm not gonna knock the other plumber that was here. I don't even know who was here. This is definitely old, but